Imagine a family torn apart by betrayal, a father's grief and his son's shame, a land where secrets are kept and journeys are taken to escape the weight of past mistakes. This is the world of Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. You might know his brothers, Reuben, the firstborn, Simeon and Levi, the fierce brothers who once slaughtered an entire town. But Judah? Judah had always stood in the background, living in the shadows of his brothers' great deeds and deep flaws. You see, Judah had a hand in one of the most tragic betrayals in history, selling his brother Joseph into slavery. While his brothers plotted Joseph's demise, it was Judah who suggested the plan. "Why kill him?" Judah asked, "when we can make a profit?" But in the aftermath, as their father Jacob wept over Joseph's death, Judah's conscience began to stir. The weight of his actions pressed down on him, and in the silence of his own heart, Judah sought escape. Judah left the family, left the guilt. He journeyed to Adullam, a distant town far from the hurt and the shame. What was he seeking? A fresh start? A way to forget the pain? Or maybe, just maybe, Judah wanted to escape the suffocating presence of his brothers, all of whom seemed to judge him silently for his role in Joseph's downfall. You see, in Adullam, Judah finds a new life, but there's something missing: peace. It's there, in the heat of the moment, that Judah meets a woman from a family he'd never expected, a Canaanite woman, the daughter of Shua. Her name isn't mentioned in the Bible, but her impact on Judah's life would be forever marked. The attraction is immediate. Judah marries her. He builds a family, 3 sons, Er, Onan, and Shelah. For a while, it seems like Judah has found what he's looking for, a place to belong. But his story? It's just beginning. Judah's sons grow up. Er, the firstborn, is strong, eager to live up to his father's name. Onan, his second son, carries a quiet intensity, intelligent but reserved. And Shelah, the youngest, is still too young to make his mark. When Er comes of age, Judah arranges a marriage for him. His bride? Tamar. Beautiful, poised, but burdened by her own unknown past. Judah, as a father, is proud, but there's a flicker of unease in his heart. He has no idea what fate has in store for his family. But before she could bring Judah's firstborn any joy, something terrible happens. Er dies. Just like that. Gone. Judah's world is shaken. How could this happen? Er wasn't just his son, he was Judah's legacy. Gone in an instant. And now Tamar is left widowed, without the security that her marriage promised her. In Judah's mind, the solution is clear. Onan, the second-born, must marry Tamar and provide an heir for his brother. It's the law, the way things are done. But Onan? He's not so sure. Onan doesn't want his brother's heir to inherit anything, and so he does what's forbidden. He refuses to give Tamar a child. His actions infuriate God, and as punishment, Onan meets a tragic end. Judah's second son is dead, just like his first. And Tamar, she's still childless. Judah's fears grow. Why is this happening? What is going on with his family? Now, only Shelah remains. The promise Judah made to Tamar is clear. She must wait until Shelah is old enough to marry her. But deep down, Judah is afraid. But Judah doesn't keep his promise. He withholds Shelah from Tamar, convinced that somehow she is the cause of his sons' deaths. Tamar waits. Time passes. Seasons change. But when Judah's promise is broken, she knows what she has to do. And so the stage is set. Judah's life, his mistakes, his fears, His family's future is about to take a turn that no one, especially not Judah, could ever have predicted. The seasons changed, but Judah's life, it had not. His family, once full of hope, was now a shadow of what it used to be. His two sons, and Onan, are gone, swallowed up by divine judgment. Judah is left with grief, confusion, and a sense of looming dread. Judah's firstborn son, is dead. No more laughter, no more hope for a future through him. God struck down because he was wicked, but Judah, like any father, is blind to the true cause. All he can see is the loss of his son, the legacy, the family name, gone, just like that. And Tamar? Tamar is left in limbo, a widow, a young woman whose entire future now hangs by a thread. She is childless, vulnerable, and bound by the weight of a society where women are defined by the men they marry. To be a widow in a time and place where a woman's value was tied to her ability to bear children, to remain childless, it's a curse. But Tamar? She's not one to wait passively for her fate to unfold. The story of Tamar, like the story of Judah, is just beginning. And what happens next is a twist no one expects. A twist that will change everything. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and still nothing changes. Judah's promise, his word, hangs in the air like a cruel joke. Shelah is no closer to marrying Tamar than he was when she left his house. Tamar waits. The days grow long. The pain of widowhood, of abandonment, eats away at her. She's left with nothing but her empty promise. She's not just waiting for Judah to act. She's waiting for her life to begin again. She's waiting for something that may never come. And Judah? He continues with his life. He's moved on, or so it seems. Yet deep down, there's a fear gnawing at him. It's the same fear that drove him to send Tamar away. The fear that his family is cursed, that the deaths of his sons are somehow her fault. Judah doesn't know it, but he's standing on the edge of a cliff. His decisions, his half-hearted promises to Tamar, are pushing him towards a confrontation that will challenge everything he thought he knew about justice, guilt, and responsibility.
But Tamar, she's had enough of waiting, enough of being forgotten, enough of living in the shadow of broken promises. She knows what's at stake, her future, her security, her legacy. Tamar realizes that if she doesn't take control of her destiny, she may never see the future she's dreamed of. Judah will not come to her. She'll have to go to him. And so, Tamar makes a decision that will change everything. She disguises herself. A veil hides her face, and the woman who was once known as Judah's widow now becomes a stranger, a woman with no name, a woman with a mission. Judah travels to Timnah to shear his sheep. It's a regular trip, nothing out of the ordinary. But Judah doesn't know it yet. His entire life is about to shift. In a quiet moment, when he's least expecting it, a woman will cross his path. And there she is, Tamar. Judah doesn't recognize her. How could he? She's wearing a veil. But she sees him. She knows him. And she has a plan. Judah, thinking she's a prostitute, approaches her. No words are exchanged at first, only glances. But in that silent exchange, something powerful is brewing. Tamar knows exactly what she's doing. Judah agrees to sleep with her, offering a young goat from his flock as payment. But Tamar, ever the strategist, knows that Judah's word isn't enough. She demands something more, something that will guarantee her future. She asks for his seal, cord, and staff, items that belong to him and only him. The seal, the cord, the staff, these aren't just tokens of payment. They're Judah's identity, his personal mark. Tamar is asking for something far more precious than a simple promise. After the encounter, Tamar leaves, her face hidden once more. She's taken what she came for, and Judah, not thinking twice, goes on his way. Judah sends Hira to pay the woman, but she's vanished without a trace. No one can find her. It seems like nothing more than a strange, fleeting encounter. Judah isn't worried. He dismisses it, thinking it's just another woman of the night. But in reality, This moment, this exchange, will become the turning point in his entire life. Tamar has taken what she needed, and now Judah's future is in her hands. But fate isn't done with Judah yet. Time passes, and Tamar is no longer the silent, waiting widow. She carries a secret now, one that will expose the truth, but also one that will reveal just how far Judah has fallen. She's pregnant, and soon everyone will know it. Judah, still unaware of Tamar's cunning plan, hears the news, and the news isn't good. Tamar, his daughter-in-law, is pregnant, and the scandal has begun to spread like wildfire. Tamar has played the harlot. She's pregnant. What should we do with her? The anger in Judah's eyes is instantaneous. Judah, the man who broke his promises, the one who sent Tamar away to wait for a future that would never come, now demands justice. Bring her out. She should be burned. She's committed the worst of crimes. She has dishonored the family. Judah's rage is fierce, but his hypocrisy is blinding. Tamar, in his eyes, is a woman who has violated the law, a woman who must be punished. He's so blinded by his own pride and shame that he can't see the truth right before him. But Tamar isn't afraid. She doesn't beg for mercy. She knows the power of her proof. The items that Judah thought were insignificant now hold the weight of the truth. I am pregnant by the man who owns these. Recognize them. These belong to the man who has wronged me. In that single moment, Judah realizes the truth. The woman he condemned, the woman he shamed, is now holding his own life in her hands. Tamar has proven that he is the father of her child. His hypocrisy is exposed. Tamar has not just revealed her own truth, she's revealed Judah's. Judah, the man who judged her without mercy, now stands before her, exposed for his own sin. The same man who, without hesitation, ordered her death, now must reckon with the fact that he is the one who has wronged her. She is more righteous than I. I did not give her to my son Shelah as I promised. In that moment, Judah acknowledges the truth. He admits his failure, his guilt. He doesn't try to justify his actions or shift the blame. He confesses. Judah's confession is a moment of redemption, a moment where he, the man who thought he could escape his past, comes face to face with his mistakes. And in Tamar, he sees more than just a woman scorned. He sees the justice he has been blind to for so long. In a twist of fate, Tamar's actions bring Judah to a place of understanding. What was once a crime in his eyes becomes an act of righteousness. Judah's heart begins to shift, and for the first time in a long while, he sees the truth. Tamar was not to blame. He was the one who failed her. Judah spared her life, and with that act of mercy, Tamar leaves, knowing her mission is complete. She has secured her place, and now she will give birth to the future, a future that Judah never could have imagined. And so, Tamar gives birth, not to one son, but to two, Perez and Zerah. The twins born of a scandal will become part of a legacy far greater than anyone could have predicted. Perez will become the ancestor of King David, and from David's line, a greater king will emerge, the King of Kings. And from the most unlikely of places, from the broken and the fallen, God's plan begins to unfold. The line of Judah, the line of David, and ultimately, the line of Jesus Christ comes into being. Tamar's courage, her strength, and her unwillingness to be silenced by injustice set into motion the fulfillment of God's promise. Judah, though flawed, is part of that plan. And redemption, it comes in the most unexpected forms. Time passes, and Judah's world, it's changed. The pride that once marked every decision has been replaced by a quiet, reflective humility. He has faced his failures, and in doing so, he's found redemption. But it wasn't just Judah that was affected by this story. The legacy of what happened between him and Tamar will continue to shape the course of history. Tamar, too, has found her place. Her actions, bold and righteous, have brought her the future she sought.
Her children, twins, born from scandal, will be the ones to carry her legacy forward. In a world that shunned her, Tamar now stands vindicated. Her actions, though controversial, were righteous. She did not let fear or shame dictate her future. She claimed her right to justice, and in doing so, she ensured that her line would carry on. For Judah, this is not just the end of a personal struggle, it's the beginning of growth. He was a man who once sold his own brother into slavery, who failed his daughter-in-law, who sought his own comfort over righteousness. But now, he is a man who has learned the hard way that justice and mercy must go hand in hand. And from Tamar's bold act and Judah's moment of confession, a legacy is born. Perez, the child of a scandal, becomes an ancestor of King David, the great leader of Israel. And from David's line, a greater king would be born, the Savior of the world, Jesus Christ. In the most unexpected way, Judah and Tamar's story is part of the grand divine plan. Through their actions, through their failures, redemption is achieved. The same God who worked through their mistakes, through their brokenness, would use their line to bring salvation to the world. What was meant for shame became a story of glory. Tamar wasn't just a pawn in Judah's story. She was the catalyst for redemption, for her family, for Judah, and for the future of Israel. Her legacy is one of courage, strength, and faith. She didn't wait for a savior. She became her own savior, taking bold steps when the world turned its back on her. In the end, Judah and Tamar both found their way. They found redemption. And though the world may look at their story with judgment, we know that through their lives, God worked his perfect plan, turning brokenness into something beautiful, something holy. And the story ends on a hopeful note, showing that even the most broken stories can lead to something redemptive. Here are key lessons from this story. Number 1, justice and mercy. Judah's journey shows that mercy must temper justice. His initial judgment of Tamar was harsh, but his eventual recognition of his wrongs and the mercy he showed her speaks to the importance of forgiveness and humility. Number 2, courage in the face of injustice. Tamar's story is one of empowerment. In a time when women were often silenced, she took bold action, demanding the justice she deserved. Her story teaches us that courage can change the course of history. Number 3, redemption and God's plan. The story of Judah and Tamar underscores the profound truth that God works through our brokenness, using flawed individuals to fulfill his greater plan.